Hey guys, welcome back. So today we'll react to sample coffee from St. Peter's. So I found this from Broadsheet. So usually what I do, I just Google best coffee in Sydney, and almost always the first website that comes in the search is this broadsheet.com.au for some reason. And from that list, one of the first places mentioned is this sample coffee from St. Peter's. So this is where it's located. It's in St. Peter's, very close to Newtown King Street. Maybe a 10-minute walk from King Street, I would say. Uh, so this is where it is. It's like a 15-minute walk from the Sydenham railway station. This one, if you see here, and St. Peter's. It's somewhere between St. Peter's and Sydenham station. Uh, if you're going by train, I think better go to the Sydenham one, but because it looks a bit closer. And this is the King Street, right? This is the King Street, and this is Newtown. So yeah, I funny thing, I think Sydney needs to um, up the coffee game a bit, because it's like it's a bigger city in Australia, and it's a world class city, and it's consistently rated amongst the top 10 best cities to live, with some of the world class beaches and whatnot. I don't know, but it always like loses to Melbourne when it comes to coffee. See, I've never had Melbourne coffee, but so I don't have any reference to compare Melbourne coffee. But what I'm trying to say is, I think cafes should probably have more options with blends. They have lots of these cafes, right? They have the many at least five or six different blends on display. But then when you ask for those, when you want to try those blends, they say no, we don't do that. So the same thing kind of happened today as well. I went there planning to try one of their milk coffee blends. So this is their website, right? So there's one pacemaker and the other one is Sweet Tooth. But I checked with the guy, and he said, I asked him, is there any milk-based blend? Like, they only had these two, Los Tres Mosqueteros and Los Tres, like Pink Bourbon and Chirroso. I think, I'm not sure. They had two special blends on their desk as display, and I ordered the regular flat white, and another one, I think it was one of these, I don't remember exactly, a piccolo from one of these two. Uh, yeah, I think that's what I did. So instead of having just one coffee, I thought like if you're going all the way there, at least try two of their coffees, right? We'll get to the reaction in a minute. I've already recorded that this morning. Before that, I just wanted to show you guys there. So when I asked for the coffee menu, expecting that there would be many different blends, and at least, like, this is what I'm saying. At least have a coffee menu. The guy gave me a typical food menu, where it was like hot chocolate, espresso. Well, that's not what I was expecting. I was expecting, like, at least cafes in Sydney. The reason why I mentioned all of that about Sydney is like have like I'm not expecting all of these coffee shops to have this kind of menu, right? Like, I'm at least some of the coffee shops where it's like a coffee roaster kind of place. At least have a little menu explaining what blend it is, what blends you guys have, and then what are the notes in those blends, and whether it's a milky, whether it's an espresso, whether it's a filter coffee, what is it suited for. At least have that. At least give the customers an option to choose from. Don't just like have just one coffee. I mean, this is not like some developing country. This is not like a regular country that we live in. This is like world class city, right? Like do something about the coffee thing, right? At least have a like a menu. Again, like this was a disappointment. I mean to say, not the coffee wasn't a disappointment. I was like not being able to choose what I want to have is a disappointment. Yeah. So, but the coffee wasn't bad. It was all right. Like we'll move on to the reaction now. Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, guys. So I'm here at Sample Coffee St. Peter's, and I've got two coffees. One is flat white with their the usual blend, and I got another one. It's piccolo with one of their like special blends. Let's see how it tastes like. So my order like the flat white, I've had one equal as I usually do. Okay, so the flat white, I mean, it's smooth, but I like it's very milky. I get the smell of the milk, which I don't actually prefer. It has this chocolatey kind of a taste to it. Otherwise, like there's the acidity is not as much, which I actually like. See, I'm not sure if it's like a medium roast or light roast or whatever, but from what I understand, the light roast has a bit more acidity than the medium roast, if I'm not wrong. I mean, on the whole, it's a decent coffee, but I wouldn't call it like the best coffee I've had. So let's try the piccolo, right? One of the special blends. I mean, I'm not getting anything. Obviously, because it's a piccolo, it's a bit more acidic, and it's not milky, of course, because the milk is much lesser in piccolo. Apart from that, I'm not getting any nuances, like any fruity nuances or nothing like that. I mean, it's an okay piccolo. I mean, not a bad piccolo, but honestly, I'm not getting any nuances. Sometimes I wonder if the notes or whatever that they mention in the note breakdown, like is that even a real thing, or it's just like, because so far from whatever coffees I've had, the only notes that I was able to taste was for that banana split thingy. But I still wouldn't call it the best coffee because it had a kind of a bitter aftertaste to it. It tasted more like a jackfruit than a banana split. I mean, this is smooth as well, the piccolo. I would prefer this over the other flat white, because the flat white smells and tastes milky for some reason. Yeah, you can literally taste the cow's milk or whatever milk that they're using, right? So on the whole, I mean, decent coffee. Wouldn't call it like a special in any way. Yeah, I'll see you in another video. Bye.